Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another reading. Love you guys all. I was meant to actually do this reading yesterday, but I got really distracted, okay? But yeah, I'm trying my best to stay consistent as much as I can because I have a lot going on. Like my hair, I'm wearing a wig, by the way, because I have a video shoot to do soon. I'm just really booked and busy when it comes to the music. However, I am a holiday and I will have more time to make a lot of pick-a-pals. So that's why I've been doing back-to-backs and here and there. I will do some of you guys' request on Instagram. So just a disclaimer. But yeah, that's all so I'm worried. I'm sorry. I can see what my son is doing in the garden and it's making me think like, oh, okay, hopefully he's not putting himself into danger. So I have 3 piles and today I've only selected 2 cards from the original tarot deck in terms of what painful memories do you guys hold, which is actually a gift. Okay, so for pile 1, let's use the Chariot. Okay, the Chariot and the Page of Wands. And then for pile 2, we have the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. And then we have for the last pile, the 4 of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles. The reason why I'm using less cards now is because I'm relying more on my intuition and how I'm feeling and what messages I'm picking up auditorily and cognitively, instead of just, oh, this card means this, so it means this. Of course, I'm still going to apply the logics here and there, but ultimately I just want to be able to rely more so on my intuition. So I'm hoping this is going to be a short reading, but I make no promises. Okay, so let's get started. So part 1 is 1 minute and 55 seconds. You guys chose the Chariot and the Page of Wands. So what painful memory do you guys hold that is actually a gift, okay, or can be used as a gift? Okay, I'm getting some of you may have had to deal with situations of betrayal. I'm also getting that you guys may have had to deal with situations where people were gaslighting you a lot, lied to you a lot, maybe narcissistic energies, if you will. I'm also getting for a small portion abandonment, but that's not going to be everyone in this pile. This is Cancerian energy, this is fire energy. So it's like you've had to be in situations with opposing opposites, whereby you are more the empath and the other person is more so narcissistic, for example. I'm also getting an energy of being misunderstood. Yeah, so many things are coming. Also being silenced and feeling unseen. Okay, yeah, I feel like some of you may not have had the perfect family dynamic, because I heard disorganized right now, and it makes me feel like maybe there was a lack of stability in the home. Okay, it may not be for everyone, but that's just for someone. Okay, yeah, some of you were silenced, but ultimately what I'm getting here is you guys are passionate people. You guys are very fluid and very emotional in your own sense. Everything that you went through was a trial and error, but it's made you who you are today. And I know that's such a cliche, like, oh, you know, what you went through was sad, but it made you stronger. But I mean it in the sense of your bounce back game is strong. Like you went through what you went through in order to teach you to bounce the F back, okay? No one can't tell you nothing, part 1. Like I feel like it's also giving you a gift of discernment, I'm hearing, but also a gift of perseverance. Whenever something comes at you, you don't allow it to make you stay stagnant. Okay, you also have the gift of seeing something in a positive light, or seeing the positivity in a situation, even if the situation is completely negative or a completely sad situation. Okay, it's like you find possible solutions and possible positive outlooks in a situation, and that's what helps you find like a way to get out of it, okay, or the way to create the life that you want. The Page of Wands is all about admiration, inspired ideas, and taking action towards those ideas. Everything you manifest in your mind, you create it into reality. Even though this is not the Magician card, it's a card of passion, it's a card of inspiration. You were able to motivate yourself through every circumstance. And I'm getting, before you went through what you went through, perhaps you didn't have that motivation. Perhaps there was a period of depression you may have went through. But then staying in that state of mind where everything has happen for you so horribly out of your control, and it just makes you spiral and feel even worse about the situation, right? But you had the skill to manage to get yourself out of it and to think positive and think, you know what, this may have happened to me, but thank God it happened like this. It could have been worse like this, and this is the lesson I've taken from it, and I'm gonna build myself back up. Like, for example, this is the kind of mentality I have as well, so maybe I can relate to part one. But whenever I felt like depressed in my life, or felt like I needed to take a break to just sit down and lament, cry, and feel sorry for myself, and just kind of speak negative thoughts to myself, I told myself, wait a second, there are people in this world who may have been in a situation a lot worse than I did, and there are people preying on my downfall. There are people probably celebrating at my downfall. There are probably people extremely happy at the fact that I'm down like this, and I don't want to give them any satisfaction, okay? And I felt that way even in relationships. I'm in a happy, committed relationship right now, but I remember times where I've been in relationships that were toxic, that were abusive, and they were horrible. And after getting out of there, I felt grateful that I was out of it. The positive outlook about it is I'm so glad it's over, because now that was preventing me from finding someone better. But then in that moment, I was thinking of how unworthy of love I was, and how no one will understand me, no one will love me, no one would accept me as I am, and I'm useless. I used to say things like that. I'm unlovable. But then I told myself, wait a second. I'm a very loving person. I'm a very understanding person. I accept people as they are, as long as they're not being detrimental to my harm, right? If there's someone like me in the world, then there's surely someone, like if I exist, then there's surely someone in the world who's just like me, right? So I used that kind of mentality to realize that, okay, I can't give up on people. And yes, this breakup hurts. Yes, this pain hurts. Yes, this person was horrible towards me. But the good thing is it's over. No one can hurt me now. You know, it's like looking at the positive and feeling inspired action. And then I channeled in my anger and pain and frustration into art. Because the irony is how I even got into music was I always loved music. I always wrote music ever since I was like 7, right? But I lost that spark. And then dealing with someone who I dealt with in the past, they used to put on instrumentals, and I used to just randomly like spit bars, and I was just like, oh, you're really good. Like, maybe you should do something with it. But that was the only compliment I ever got from them. I never got any other compliment after that. So instead of complaining or venting to someone about what I was going through, I just would write it in songs, you know. And there's a song that I wrote on my other page called 2 a.m. Thoughts. You should check it out on Awkward Confidence. And I was inspired by how I was feeling at the time. It was like 2 a.m. and all these negative thoughts were racing through my head, and I made a song about it. And then from that point on, once I made a song about it, a lot of people liked it, a lot of people could relate to it, and I realized, oh wait, like this feels good getting it out of my system. Now it makes me want to make more music. So that's how it starts. It's like you could be like that type of person where you find inspiration, you find muse in your downfalls, okay? And you move forward. You guys know how to move forward. Maybe at the beginning of your journey, like it may have been hard to move forward, like whenever something bad does happen. But now it's like you take what you learned from the lesson, and you're quick to move forward. You don't look back. You could be the type of people that if you break up with exes, or you cut people off, or certain family relatives that are toxic, like you don't look back. You don't even miss them. You don't even think about them. It's like out of sight, out of mind. You guys could have ADHD, because that is an ADHD trait as well. Out of sight, out of mind, and you're at peace, and you're more focused your energy on things that truly matter to you and that are more worthy of your time, which is great, okay? That is a gift. And that gift would not have come had you not have gone through what you've gone through, okay? But that's what I'm getting. I'm going to move on to part number 2. So 8 minutes and 48 seconds, part number 2. You guys chose the 3 of Swords and the 5 of Pentacles. So 3 of Swords is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and 5 of Pentacles is earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So what I'm getting here is you guys may have suffered abandonment issues, okay? As in, you may have been abandoned a lot, neglected a lot. Your needs were never really taken into consideration. You guys could have suffered a lot of lack, a lot of losses. You could have gone through poverty. You could have been, again, similar to part 1, you could have been betrayed. Some of you could have lost a loved one, okay, through death. Instability. Some of you guys could have been homeless. But you've gone through a lot, okay? I also heard debt. Some of you is debt, okay? Financial matters, right? Not knowing when your next meal would be. But regardless of the struggles you guys have went through, it's taught you how to plan efficiently. It's taught you how to alchemize your pain. It's taught you how to make the most out of the little you have. So financially planning, you're very financially sound now. You don't splurge. Or you're someone who you're really great at manifesting abundance now. Now you're able to accumulate your funds and plan efficiently. There's also, I'm getting for some of you, because of what you've been through, like in the space of like being betrayed and being hurt, you are more discerning of other people, similar to Part 1 a little bit, but not quite. You are also very guarded. You've raised up your standards when it comes to who you allow into your space, whether it's friendship, love. You're very selective. Some of you may have been more social, more extroverted, more open to people, but now you're very closed off. And psychologists may read that as, oh, you know, you're broken, you need to be healed, there's something wrong with you. But I'm not getting an energy where you guys are closed off to everyone. It's like you read people's energy. You have been given like, your intuition has increased, basically. You are now more psychically in tune. Sorry, I thought I heard something. And because you're more psychically in tune, you can sense BS from a mile away. You've become a very powerful reader of energy, okay? Like you're someone who you can sense when something's off. When someone's lying to you, you can sense it. And it's not coming from a place of paranoia. You're not projecting. You're not, oh, you know, this happened to me, so you're going to do the same thing. You are very psychically in tuned. So when something doesn't make sense, you can sense it. And whenever you sense red flags, you spot them quicker than the average person, okay? You guys have also become very blunt and very honest. And you're not only honest with others, you're honest with yourself. You've become a lot more logical minded. See, there's no water energy here. It's like you've become so cutthroat, but in a way where you're moving with logic more so than emotion. But it's not to say that you don't care about people, but you're not afraid to make good decisions, even if it goes against how you're feeling. You make decisions out of the best interest for yourself, okay? Good decision-making skills because of what you went through. And it's weird because many people felt like, okay, why do I need to suffer to make these situations? Like, why do I need to go through pain in order to make better decisions in my life? Because human beings are stubborn, okay? You can tell a human being this, you can tell your children this, you could give the best advice to a human being, but no one will take it unless they go through pain, because sometimes pain is the best teacher, okay? It shouldn't be that way, but in a lot of cases it is. Maybe not every case, but a lot of cases it is, okay? It's kind of like those scenarios where you tell your BFF, this man is not good for you, this woman is not good for you, they don't deserve your love, they're cheating, they're horrible, they're backstabbing, they're abusive. And then, you know, most people in that circumstance, they don't want to listen, okay? Rose-tinted glasses, they don't want to hear you out. So it's like you just kind of have to let it play out for them. Then they eventually come to their senses and they leave when they're ready, and they're like, oh yeah, you were right, and you know, I just wasn't ready to leave at the time. Sometimes pain is the best teacher. It shouldn't be, because I don't think anyone needs to suffer, but unfortunately, that is how a lot of people learn, okay? It's like, there's a hot stove, you put your hand over it, you burn yourself, you're not going to touch it again. But if your mommy tells you, don't touch a stove, you're not going to listen, you're going to touch a stove. It's like that, you know? So you guys have learned painful lessons. It's made you wiser. It's made you stronger. You're very intellectual now. You're very, you have more depth to you. And you come off more mysterious now, and you don't allow anyone just in your energy field. Okay. Yeah. You guys know how to survive on anything, any amount of money, and like even if you have minimal tools, you know how to pick yourself up and survive on that alone. And that is a skill that not many people can possess. Okay. You guys operate with logic. You don't allow anyone just into your heart space. You have higher standards for yourself when it comes to love, especially, but more so friendships. And anyone who doesn't abide by those standards, you're not interested. And that people may see that as stuck up, but high quality standards protect you from low quality experiences. And I can attest to this because my whole life, like I did not really have a standard when it came to friends and people. I just thought whoever wants to hang out with me, just hang out with me. Whoever wants to date me, just date me. As I became an adult, or as I got older, I started to realize, wait a second. I'm worthy of so much more. I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of empathy. I'm worthy of loyalty. I'm worthy of all these things because I'm giving these things. So I'm worthy of the reciprocation. And if I just allow anyone to mistreat me, it contradicts what I truly believe in myself, that I'm worthy of these things. So I've got to raise my standard high and recognize when something's a red flag and when something isn't, and abide by that. And that comes logically, not emotionally, you know, because someone can make you feel good for a night and you'll be hooked, but they may not have your best interest at heart. So sometimes you've got to think logically. Even for some of you, I'm getting, if you've chosen the wrong types of people to enter partnerships with, now you're so logical minded, you go for the inside. You don't go for like, oh, this person looks flashy, let's go for them. Oh, this person's good looking, let's go. You go for, does this person have integrity? Do I feel safe when I'm with this person? Can I trust this person? Can I be my most authentic self with this person? Do I feel nourished and accepted? Is this person for my highest good? Does this person motivate me? You know, and vice versa. Instead of, oh, how many cars does this person own, for example, you know? So it's like you guys are more logical minded, and that's what's bringing you more peace, okay? And you're also becoming more independent. Like, you're not afraid to eat alone. Like, you may have been codependent before what you went through, but now you're not afraid to be independent. You're not afraid to be single. You're not afraid to just stand on your own 2 feet when you need to, because you could count on yourself when you couldn't count on anyone else. Now you don't seek the validation in anyone else, you know? And these are gifts, especially psychically in tuned. These are gifts that you should really cherish. And they would not have been achieved had you not gone through what you went through. And it's sad that it has to be that way, but it's that way, and that's life, okay? But that's what I'm getting. I'm going to move on to the last pile. 1616, pile 3. You guys chose four of Pentacles and the Knight of Pentacles, Earth energy. So you guys are solid as a rock. Okay, I'm getting for this pile, especially when it comes to love, you could have dealt with a lot of emotionally unavailable people. I can't lie. Okay, you've always been felt like you had no support, like you had to do things all on your own. Even if you had to struggle, you had to blood, sweat, and tears, everything you always had to do on your own. If you needed someone to vent to or cry to, you always felt like you had to keep it in and do it on your own. Okay, some of you could have gone through bullying a lot as a kid, or even as an adult, because in my opinion, bullying just doesn't stop when you're older. It should, but it doesn't, okay? Bullies just become big, mean adults that have more money now, you know? You guys could have been mistreated a lot, okay? But I'm also getting that you guys, because of whatever you've gone through, no matter how traumatic it may have been, it's made you now very secretive. As in, say for example, you may have had a lot of struggles, you may have gone through a lot of pain, and nobody was there to comfort you, to support you, to be there for you. But now I see you guys changing your life, if not you've already changed your life, to a point of happiness, bliss, success, whatever you expect success to be like. Success doesn't always have to be fame, fortune, rich. It could just be peace, bliss, you know? There's a level of stability you have. So, but now the difference is you don't flex on everything you've achieved. You kind of just keep it within. Like, for example, if you're someone who went through stages where you had really crappy jobs, now you have a good, stable job that you like, but you don't tell anyone about it. Or you may have gone through really toxic and abusive relationships, but now you're in a happy, committed relationship and you don't tell anyone anymore. Maybe you guys used to be very open with your life with people, and now you're very like secretive. You protect what's yours. Okay, or maybe you guys could have gone through like feeling like being unfertile or miscarriages, but now you have a beautiful, loving family, you have beautiful children, and you keep it to yourself now. You don't put anything else on display. Okay, you don't allow anyone to disturb your peace. Okay, with this Knight of Pentacles, this is perseverance. This is working your way up. You guys have mastered the art now of working hard on yourself to accumulate your goals. You guys have been blessed with the gift of commitment, and it doesn't have to be relationship wise, it's just to yourself. It's healthy self-esteem. Now whenever you have a goal in mind, or whether you want to achieve something, you work hard and you stick to it. Or you guys could have been, for example, this is a very minor like example, you guys could have been really big and you lost the weight, and people wonder, how did you lose weight? But it's because you were consistent, you stuck to your routines, and it worked in your favor. You guys, okay, this kind of, I don't want to make it about me, even though I keep bringing myself up as an example. But say for example, this channel has been active for like 6 years, right? 6 years? Yeah, ooh, that's a long time. Yeah, it's been open for like 6 years. I've been on this channel, right? And I'm really blessed that I'm able to have an income of some sort, 2 incomes within just this YouTube channel. Okay, so the YouTube and then the personal readings, right? but see how it took 6 years to be consistent on this channel. I mean, I did take a year or two out, but give or take. And it's like, because of that, I'm able to accumulate my resources, you know? Whereas there've been situations before I became a teacher, before I started doing tarot, before I did podcasts and music and dance, I was just a student and I was broke AF. My family's gone through so many ups and downs. They've been very, very wealthy, and then they've also been very, very broke, and it's too much instability, right? And there was a time where I had nothing. I didn't even have £3 to my name, okay? Or $3, if you will, to my name. But now, because of my dedication and commitment and drive and that urge to want to set goals for yourself to get out of a situation that maybe you're not the best in, you don't want to be in, you're now able to accumulate a lot of finances and stability that way. And the funny thing is, like, I don't feel the need to tell people that. When people ask me what you do for a living, I just say a teacher. I don't mention the other ways I make money, because it's just going to come off like, oh, I do this, I do that. I just want to say, yep, I teach. That's about it, you know? So I feel like similarly with you guys, what you've gone through, it's like you've learnt to filter in what needs to be said and what doesn't need to be said. Or you've also learnt the art of commitment and drive. You guys have ambition. Like, when you've gone through so many painful scenarios, you've said to yourself, you know what? What has this taught me? How do I get out of this situation? What do I want? How do I bring my manifestations in? I know I'm going to create a mood board for what I do want to achieve. I'm going to create a goal, because I am the pilot of my own life. I get to decide how I want my life to go. I may not be loving the situation I'm in. I may not have chose to put myself in them. However, I know that I have faith I'm going to get myself out of it. There's a way I want my life to look like, and I'm going to work hard to get that. And that's the mentality you have. You've built a strong, abundant mindset, and that is your gift. And that would not have happened had you not gone through what you've gone through. I'm getting, for some of you, it's been like so much instability before, okay? But it's like now you are more self-reliant, and you're so strong-minded. Not many people can match this energy. That's why they see you as a force to be reckoned with. Like, when you set your goal on something, you work hard until you achieve it, okay? 222, as I said that. And that's a gift that you've come to close. Like, you guys, even I'm getting, like, you guys have also learned to teach yourself things. Like, you may have learned a lot about the world. You may have learned a lot about people in general, how people move. And now, because of that, it's made you wiser. It's made you feel like, now I know how to move. Or you're someone who's learned skills for yourself because you knew you couldn't rely on anyone. Like, say, for example, if you, I don't know, you were so broke and so poor, you could not afford new clothes, but you had holes in your clothes. You've learned how to sew so that you don't have to go out and buy new clothes. You just fix the clothes that need fixing. Or I'm getting another gift that you guys have acquired through your pain is, anytime that you couldn't rely on someone to do something, like, okay, something as basic as, like, I don't know, painting a room or editing a video, you taught yourself how to do that. Like, no one taught you how to do that. You taught yourself. Or a musical instrument. Maybe you didn't know how to play the piano or the guitar, but you taught yourself that, and now you may make money from that. You know, it's like you, because of your circumstances of not having that support, you learn how to accumulate things by yourself. And people may have thought you were a rookie at the end, but you're just improving each and every day. So that is a gift that you would have taken from these experiences. So even if you dealt with people who are toxic and abusive, now you know the game. Like, you know the psychology behind why people are the way that you are, so you can people from a mile away and avoid them, and you know who's healthy minded for you. And all of these gifts would not have been acquired had you not gone through what you've gone through, okay? And you're very perseverant, and because of your perseverant mindset, that's what's gonna get you far in life. So that's all I'm getting. I hope that resonates. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Take care. Bye.